Nike just locked in the release date for a shoe that already sold out before a single pair shipped, and the countdown is almost over. By the time this video ends, you'll know exactly what's landing on October 1st, why insiders are calling it the biggest test Nike has faced with a woman athlete in over a decade, and why a report published just days ago flat out asked whether Nike already blew it. That last part might surprise you, so stay with me. Quick thing before we jump in, this channel tracks everything confirmed happening around Caitlyn Clark's world. No guesswork, no rumors dressed up as facts. If that's useful to you, hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you catch the next update the moment it drops, because this story is still moving. A logo 2 years in the making. This whole story starts back in college. In 2022, Nike signed Caitlyn Clark to an NIL deal while she was still tearing up the Big Ten at Iowa, part of a small group of 5 athletes that also included Juju Watkins, Haley Jones, DJ Wagner, and Bronny James. Then in April 2024, right around the time the Indiana Fever made her the number 1 overall pick, Clark re-signed with Nike on a new deal, 8 years, $28 million. A record-setting number for a women's basketball endorsement. She had offers on the table from Under Armour and Adidas too. She chose to stay with the swoosh. For over a year after that, fans had almost nothing to point to. No shoe, no logo, no real signal that Nike was moving with any urgency. Then on August 25th, 2025, that changed. Nike revealed Clark's personal logo. 2 bold interlocking C's, with a smaller third C hidden inside the design. Clark said it herself, "This is more than just a logo. It's a dream come true." Nike named her an official signature athlete that same day. The shirt that already crashed Nike's app once. Here's something most recent coverage skips over. This wasn't even the first time Clark broke Nike's own systems. Back in 2024, after she won Wnba and AP Rookie of the Year, Nike dropped a commemorative t-shirt to market. The volume of fans flooding Nike's app to grab one caused the app itself to crash, and the shirt sold out within its first hour of availability. That's the precedent going into everything that came next. So when Nike confirmed that Clark's new logo would debut on a navy and yellow t-shirt releasing nationwide on September 1st, 2025, followed by a full apparel collection, hoodies, shorts, pants, more tees, launching October 1st, 2025, nobody who'd been paying attention was surprised it moved fast. Fanatics had already reported that sales of player-specific Wnba merchandise jumped 1,000% year over year in 2024 alone, with Clark leading that surge. The sneaker that wasn't even hers and still sold out in minutes. But that t-shirt frenzy wasn't even the biggest signal Nike had underestimated her. Wait until you hear what happened with a shoe that technically wasn't even her signature model yet. Early in 2025, a Kobe 5 Protro colorway built around Clark's Indiana Fever navy and gold sold out almost instantly. Then, in April 2026, Nike went further and released the Kobe 5 Protro x Caitlyn Clark Rookie of the Year Player Edition, a tribute shoe, not her actual signature line. It dropped on Nike's SNKRS app at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, sold through 10-minute lottery windows, and was gone within minutes. Resellers immediately listed pairs on StockX for anywhere between $249 and $600 against a $190 retail price. Think about that for a second. A shoe that was never technically hers, just a tribute colorway, was already moving like a signature release. That's the kind of demand signal that gets noticed inside a company like Nike. Passing LeBron and getting snubbed anyway. By May 2026, Fanatics released updated jersey sales data, and the numbers were hard to ignore. Caitlyn Clark had climbed to the #2 spot in basketball jersey sales across the entire United States. trailing only Stephen Curry and outselling LeBron James, Luka Doncic, and Victor Wembanyama. Her Fever games were reportedly drawing 90 times more StubHub ticket interest than they did back in 2023. And yet, ahead of a nationally hyped Fever Storm matchup that same month, the WNBA's own promotional graphic for the game featured two other players and left Clark out entirely. Fans and commentators pushed back hard, pointing out that the league's biggest ticket and merchandise draw had been sidelined from her own game's marketing. So if she's outselling LeBron James on jerseys, why did it take Nike nearly a full year after unveiling her logo to actually confirm a real signature shoe? That question is about to get answered. June 17th. The wait finally ends. In the weeks before the reveal, Clark quietly changed her Instagram handle to @Caitlyn One and started posting cropped, teaser-style photos. Fans connected the dots immediately. Then, on June 17th, 2026, Nike made it official. Clark's first true signature basketball shoe, the Nike Caitlyn One, was real, and it would release October 1st, 2026. Fever head coach Stephanie White summed up what the moment meant beyond just retail, saying it's no longer about men's shoes or women's shoes. At this point, it's just basketball shoes. Clark herself described the moment as something she genuinely never expected to have in her career, crediting the Nike shoes she grew up wearing as a kid. What's actually inside the shoe? So what did Nike actually build? The Caitlyn One introduces something called OptiCast technology on the upper, cast PU nodes arranged at different heights, shaped to echo the letter C and the number 2, cutting drag while keeping the shoe close and responsive underfoot. It pairs a Cushlon midsole with an articulated 4-foot Zoom Air Turbo unit for quicker feedback on cuts and closeouts. The visual pattern across the upper is designed to mimic the ripple of a 3-point arc. Underneath the sock liner, Nike printed some of Clark's own mantras, phrases like "shoot more threes" and "from anywhere." The branding leans into her initials too, with stacked swooshes worked into the design. The first colorway, called Racer Blue, launches October 1st at $140 for adult sizes, $115 for grade school, and $105 for preschool sizes, with more colorways planned through 2026 and into 2027. Meaning Nike isn't treating this as a one-off, they're building it as an ongoing franchise. Pre-orders are already gone. Here's the catch. Nike opened pre-orders on the Caitlyn One shortly after the June reveal, and according to reporting from NBC, they sold out on Nike's own website within 24 hours, making it one of the most in-demand sneaker releases of the year before a single pair had even shipped. But here's the part almost nobody's talking about, and it's the exact reason some insiders think Nike might still be playing catch-up instead of leading. Where she stands among her own peers. Clark isn't the first WNBA star to get this kind of deal, and it's worth knowing where she fits. Aja Wilson's Nike signature shoe, the A1, released in May 2025 and sold out in under 5 minutes. Breanna Stewart has her own signature shoe too, but through Puma, not Nike. Dallas guard J.C. Sheldon has a signature deal with Hollow Footwear. By the time Clark's October 2025 apparel collection launched, reporting pegged her as the 5th active WNBA player with a true signature shoe and the 15th in the league's history overall. That context matters because it means Clark's shoe isn't dropping into an empty market. She's stepping into a category where her peers have already proven demand exists. The question is whether the Caitlyn One can match or beat what they've already done. Has Nike already dropped the ball? This is where it gets genuinely tense. Just days before this video, a sneaker industry outlet published a piece bluntly titled, "Asking Whether Nike Has Dropped the Ball with Caitlyn Clark." Its argument? She's now in her 3rd pro season, and as of late July 2026, fans still hadn't been able to actually buy a full retail pair of the Caitlyn One. The pre-order sellout doesn't count as general availability. The piece pointed out something almost absurd to make its point, that Clark scored more points, 214, during her injury-shortened 13-game 2025 season than Bronny James has scored across his entire NBA career so far, which sat at 184 at the time of writing. It also noted she has the top-selling Wnba jersey by a wide margin and sits as the second best-selling basketball jersey in the U.S., behind only Steph Curry, ahead of players whose signature shoes get fast-tracked every year without this kind of weight. So which is it? Is Nike building the most anticipated launch in women's basketball history with the Caitlyn One, or did they let a generational merchandising opportunity sit half-finished for 2 years while resellers and tribute colorways did the heavy lifting instead? Here's where we actually stand right now. The logo is out. The apparel line is out. A tribute sneaker already sold out in minutes and resold for over 3 times retail. Pre-orders for her real signature shoe sold out in a single day. And on October 1st, 2026, the Nike Caitlyn One finally hits general release at $140 a pair, with more colorways already lined up behind it. Whether that day becomes the biggest single retail moment women's basketball has ever had, or whether it becomes proof that Nike waited 1 year too long, is something nobody can answer yet. Not analysts, not insiders, not Nike itself. We'll know within hours of the drop. If you want to be the first to know how it actually goes, make sure you're subscribed and notifications are on, because I'll be covering October 1st in real time the moment the numbers start coming in. Drop your prediction in the comments. Sell out in minutes, or does this finally slow down? I read every one of them.